What is going on, everybody? You've been missed. Hopefully, you've missed me as well. No NBA yesterday, so I decided to take December the 3rd off as it was my birthday, celebrated my 38th birthday. And we just got done celebrating in Discord. I celebrated with Dub Club members in a huge way tonight. Obviously, we've been really hot here on the channel, going 16-3 in our last several videos, 3-0 sweep in our last video, and that heat kind of carried over today for Dub Club members. So I was able to go 15-3. All NFL picks, all NFL fantasy score picks posted for Dub Club members today. And we absolutely hit this one right here. $40 turned into $1,000. We went 6 for 6 on this pick. This 6 pick right here was sent out to Dub Club members. So congratulations. If you're a Dub Club member and you're watching this and you tailed this play, salute to you. I'm glad you were able to cash out with me on my birthday. An absolute banger of a day when it comes to our NFL picks. And you guys can kind of see here, this is the Eyes on the Prize Discord. This is my Discord, which you get access to once you join Dub Club. And you can see all the winning slips, all the winning entries that were posted by our community members. Like I said, we just absolutely tore it up today in a very, very big way. I mean, I could keep going and going. I'll speed it up for you guys, but these are all winners, all from today, all of our Dub Club members. So guys, you hear me talk about Dub Club each and every time I do one of these videos. I'm going to just mention it again real quick. If you're looking for a community, man, of sports fans who are betting on sports, playing on PrizePicks and some of these other sites, then consider joining my Dub Club. It goes a long way in helping to support free content here on YouTube, and you get access to a kick butt community where I'm posting winning picks. Our community members are posting winning picks. We're just all, like-minded. We're all focused on one goal and one goal only: sports, and trying to win our sports bet. So if that sounds like something you're into, then definitely go ahead and join the Dub Club. And you can kind of see how my performance is here, courtesy of Pickett. Pickett makes tracking your bets very, very easy. So if you're not using Pickett yet, click the Dub Club link that I have pinned to the top of the comments section below, and you guys can start tracking your bets. But yeah, I'm up over 165 units year to date. So this is the entire year. But yeah, Pickett makes this all possible for you to start tracking your bets and stuff. So yeah, consider joining the Dub Club. Like I said, I'll leave a link down in the description of today's video. But without further ado, let's get into today's PrizePicks plays of the day. I got 3 of them for you. If you're not playing on PrizePicks, take this opportunity, get signed up, use the special link that I've left down in the description of today's video. When you use promo code Curry, they're going to match you dollar for dollar all the way up to $100, making your first entry on PrizePicks completely risk-free. So definitely take advantage of that deal today. So let's head over to the PrizePicks desktop. I got a few different plays. There's only 2 NBA games tonight, so not a lot for us to really look at or talk about, but I was able to scrape together 3 solid looking picks backed by solid research, as I always do, bringing the facts, the data, the game logs and stuff. So let's take a look at this first one. It's Jonas Valanciunas of the New Orleans Pelicans. He's going up against the Sacramento Kings. Domantas Sabonis, Jonas Valanciunas, both of Lithuanian descent. There's like a friendly rivalry every time these guys get together. They kind of bring out the best of one another. And so we can go ahead and look at some of the game logs here for Jonas Valanciunas in this case. Taking a look at the points and rebounds using props.cash. Props.cash, a fantastic tool if you guys are looking for a way to dig even deeper and do even better research on these player props. I can't recommend props.cash enough. Again, link down in the description of today's video. 25% off when you use code Curry. For you guys that have never used props.cash before, take advantage of that new member offer. But take a look at Valanciunas here. 13 out of 21 times he has gone over 21.5 points and rebounds. That is a 62% hit rate. So if you talk about consistency, well, the consistency on this particular prop, especially over the last 10 to 15 games, this has been a very consistent prop. So if we look at the last 10 games here, you can see that his hit rates go up even higher. 8 out of the last 10 games, he has actually gone over this 21.5 points and rebounds number. And that puts his average right up there at 26.4 points and rebounds. Now, even better here, head to head this season, against Domantas Sabonis and the Sacramento Kings. He's actually gone over this line in 2 out of 2 games, 23 points and rebounds. That was November 20th, recent. And then this following game here, 2 nights later, he went for 26 points and rebounds against Domantas Sabonis and the Sacramento Kings. So he's 2 for 2 this season, but let's take an even deeper dive into the head-to-head matchups, Domantas Sabonis and Jonas Valanciunas. You can see Valanciunas here, games played as a member of the New Orleans Pelicans going up against Sabonis as a member of the Sacramento Kings. He's actually gone over 21.5 points and rebounds against Sabonis in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 6 games. So that's Valanciunas with the Pels. That's Sabonis with the Kings. So really good hit rates, 5 out of the last 6 matchups. But if you go back even further here, this is when Valanciunas was with the Grizzlies. He had 56 points and rebounds. Pretty crazy game that he went off for there. And then he had 24 points and rebounds in that other game as a member of the Memphis Grizzlies. So overall, I mean, he's just done a really good job head-to-head against Domantas Sabonis covering this number. So now that we know that there's like good hit rates and that the historical values there, let's take a look at the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. Those of you who have tuned into my content in previous videos, the reason we're able to get to a 16-3 run in these videos, a lot of it has to do with this tool right here. I can't state it enough how important this tool is, especially if you're a PrizePicks player, underdog player, or any of these other daily fantasy pick'em sites. This tool right here is going to allow you to find the value on the board, take advantage of it before the lines get bumped up, bumped down, or completely taken down from the PrizePicks board. Because you know PrizePicks is active. They got the active fingers all the time. They're always touching stuff. I wish they would just leave the board alone, but I digress. They're never going to do that. They're always going to take stuff and bump it up, bump it down, or take it down. So let's take a look at Valanciunas here. Joe Val, what are his chances of going over his points and rebounds line? Well, they're pretty good. 53% chance. Ignore the red here. This thing is probably going to start going up to orange or yellow before too long, especially once this video gets out. You're going to see more people betting this prop for the over at 21.5 points and rebounds based on the information that we're talking about. But it's already out on all the sports books at 21.5 points and rebounds. You're already seeing the juice coming in on the over, giving this one true odds of minus 134 of actually hitting for us. So it is a plus EV play. We can confirm that. There's good historical hit rates and head-to-head matchups against Sabonis. Let's take a look at some projections. And I use a number of different projection models. The first one is brought to you by Fantasy Labs. So we're going to just punch in Valanciunas' name. Real simple stuff here. And when we run his name through the projection models, they've got him projected for a healthy 23.1 points and rebounds. Okay, so we got one projection model that's really liking Valanciunas' chances of clearing 21.5 points and rebounds. So let's check another projection model. I like to reference more than just one when I can. And in this case, we've got a projection of nearly 24 points and rebounds. And this projection is being pulled from RotoWire. So we got Fantasy Labs, RotoWire. They both have Joe Val projected for more than 21.5 points and rebounds. Like I said, I could see this getting up to maybe 21.5, from 21.5 to maybe 22, or maybe all the way up to 22.5 points and rebounds by the time this game tips off, which is 10:10 p.m. Eastern time on December the 4th. So this pick for me is going to be a more pick, a over in this case. Now, if you feel some type of way, I don't know, maybe there's something about Jonas Valanciunas you don't like, or it's the matchup or whatever, and then please feel free to take the under or just don't take it at all. But again, for me, I think all signs kind of point to this being a more option. Let's get on to pick number 2, Derek White of the Boston Celtics. He's at 8.5 rebounds and assists. No Kristaps Porzingis for Boston. He's going to miss another game here. And you got the Boston Celtics taking on the Indiana Pacers, one of the highest scoring teams in all of basketball. So there should be more possessions due to the fast-paced nature of this particular game in this matchup. So more pace means more rebound opportunities, more assist opportunities, and I think Derek White's in a pretty nice spot here. But let's take a look at where he's at on the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. We're just going to punch in his name, White. And when we do so, you see he's got over a 54% chance based on the odds pulled from these sports books of clearing 8.5 rebounds and assists. So the plus EV move in this case seems to be to take the over on his rebounds and assists. And you can see a bunch of other plus EV plays flooding the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. So sneak peek, you guys pause the video and take a look at those if you want before those lines end up moving. But let's take a look at Derek White's game logs real quick. This season, he's done a really good job of hitting 9 or more rebounds and assists, going over this number in 69% of his games. That's 11 out of 16 with a 9 rebound and assist per game average. And he's on a nice little 5-game hit streak, covering this number of 8.5 in 5 straight games, 6 out of his last 7. And he's done a really solid job with Porzingis out of the lineup as well. One cool thing that you could do here with props.cash is you can take Porzingis out. So you've got with or without. In this case, we want to see the games without Porzingis. And so we just click the without button. And then when we do that, you can see that Derek White has actually gone over in 3 out of 4 games in which Porzingis has sat. So you got some pretty nice hit rates, even with Kristaps Porzingis being out of the lineup. So I think things are looking pretty decent here for Derek White to get you 9 or more rebounds and assists. But who cares what I think? Let's go run the projections like we do with all of our picks on these early videos. Taking a look at this first one here, he's projected for 9.4 rebounds and assists. Now that's what we want to see. We want to see projections of at least 9 or more rebounds and assists to kind of give us that peace of mind, that extra sense of comfort that Derek White's going to at least have some sort of semblance of a chance of collecting those 9 rebounds and assists. So the first projection here for Derek White is looking like a favorable one. Taking a look at a second projection. Now, projections aren't always right, but it is something that I like to use when it comes to research, just because I like to see how these projection systems and models kind of see these players performing given the matchup and such. So looking at this projection, again, RotoWire has him nearly at 9.3 rebounds and assists. So that's 2 different projection models that both have Derek White clearing 8.5 rebounds and assists. So the hit rates are there. The hit rates without Porzingis are there. It's a plus EV play. The projections are all saying take Derek White for more than 8.5 rebounds and assists. Now, we're just following the data here. If you have some sort of insider information or you got this weird little gut feeling, your belly's not agreeing with Derek White going over 8.5 rebounds and assists for some reason, don't take it. Don't take it by all means, please. I'm not here to twist your arm. I'm not here to sell you on anything. Obviously, we know that there's risk involved when we're talking about any type of player props or anything like that. So, save a little bit of coin, bet responsibly, pace yourself. There's a long road ahead, long NBA season. But anyway, we're going to get to that third pick in just a minute, which is Herbert Jones of the New Orleans Pelicans. But first, if you're not subscribed yet, if you haven't hit that like button yet, and if you haven't turned those notifications on yet, this is the time of the video to get those things done. 16-3 run. The results speak for themselves. You should be subscribed, all right? There's nothing holding you back. So let's get into this third and final pick and send you on your way so you can go place this entry before it's too late. We're looking at Herbert Jones of the New Orleans Pelicans. He's at 11.5 points and assists. New Orleans going to be very healthy. This is more of an honorable mention play. If the first 2 get bumped or removed from the board for some reason, you can maybe turn to this one and lean on this one if you're looking for a third pick. Anyway, Herbert Jones, 11.5 points and assists. So back to the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. We want to be playing plus EV plays. And so I'm just going to scroll down here because Herbert Jones is right up here toward the top as being one of the most optimal plus EV plays for the over in this case at 11.5 points and assists. You're getting true odds here, fair odds, minus 137 for him to collect at least 12 or more points and assists. So now that we know that it's a plus EV play, let's go check out his game logs this season. Here's what I've done in this case for Herbert Jones. I wanted to see games played with Jonas Valanciunas, with CJ McCollum, with Zion Williamson, and with Brandon Ingram all healthy, because that is the starting lineup, projected starting lineup for the New Orleans Pelicans. And whenever I add all those guys in the mix, they're all going to be healthy, all playing together with Herbert Jones. Here's the games that you have here. A 5-game sample size. 4 out of those 5 games, Herbert Jones has actually gone over 12.5 points and assists with those big 4 playing. McCollum, Valanciunas, Zion Williamson, and Brandon Ingram. So he's done a really good job of clearing his line despite the fact that everybody's going to be healthy and in that starting lineup with Herbert Jones. So I think this looks pretty good here. We could take this a step further and look at how the Sacramento Kings have defended against both the small forward and power forward positions over the last 7 games. This right here is called DVP, stands for defense versus position. We're looking at the last 7 games, so a more recent sample size. And when you do that, you can go and filter by whatever column you want. And in this case, we're sorting by the points column. And you can see that the Sacramento Kings give it the 2nd most points per game to opposing small forwards at over 26 points per game. And they're giving up nearly 6 assists per game, which bodes well for Herbert Jones. Now, him and Brandon Ingram, it's hard to really tell who's the true small forward, who's the power forward, who's the shooting guard. So we're also going to take a look at the shooting guard position. And when we do that, you can see that the Sacramento Kings are giving up almost 24 points per game to opposing shooting guards and about 4.5 assists per game. Now, maybe you consider Herbert Jones to be the power forward. I mean, I would say that's Zion Williamson, but in this case, 29.1 points per game to opposing power forwards and 4.7 assists. So you can see shooting guard, small forward, power forward, whatever you decide, Herbert Jones is, Sacramento's just given up a lot of points and a lot of assists to all 3 of those wing positions. So I think the matchup looks pretty good here for Herbert Jones. So let's go run the projections. Let's run the numbers on Jones. And we'll take a look at this first projection. Again, this one's going to be provided by Fantasy Labs. Fantasy Labs got Herbert Jones up at 12.1 points and assists, which is just enough to get us over the hump at 11.5 points and assists. So good first projection. 12 or more is what we want to see when we check these different projection models. So let's check a second projection. Again, we're going back to RotoWire for this one, and they've got him a whole point higher at 12.54 points and assists versus the line, which is just 11.5 on PrizePicks as of the recording of this video. So there you go. He's projected to go over. He's got good hit rates, even with everybody healthy for the New Orleans Pelicans. So for me, once again, why would I want to go less when I could go more? In this case, it looks like a solid matchup. It's supposed to be a pretty high scoring game. Tight spread, which means this game should be close and competitive, and you should see the starters running out there for all 4 quarters, hopefully. So those are your 3 picks. Valanciunas at 21.5 points and rebounds, Derek White at 8.5 rebounds and assists, and Herbert Jones at 11.5 points and assists. Which of these 3 picks are you liking the most? Maybe you like them all. Let me know down in the comments section. I try to reply to every single comment that you guys leave, and I appreciate the continued support. Get subscribed, guys. We're growing like crazy. I want to see more and more of you guys subscribe to the channel. Join us on this legendary run that we're on, 16-3 over our last 19 picks right here in these videos. You need to be subscribed if you're not yet. And if you are, well, then I thank you for returning and watching me once again. Good luck on all your bets tonight, and we'll see you in the next video, guys. Peace.